I realized I could never go down that road again, and I haven't.
Dr. Kirk Langstrom, aka Man-Bat, within the 2004 The Batman universe, is a scientist who worked for Wayne Enterprises. Langstrom started out as a good man, but much like many other characters within the DC universe, his obsessions drove him mad, with his main obsession being the Batman. You see, Langstrom had been researching the Batman and quickly grew obsessed. But he didn't just become obsessed with the Batman. He also became obsessed with the idea of becoming the new Batman. However, as I said before, Langstrom started out as a good guy. He would work hard for Wayne Enterprises, endlessly even. He devoted his life to his work, and with what little time he had in between, he would go see his niece. He even has a picture of her at his workstation, which shows us that he's not only a hard and dedicated worker, but he's also a loving family man. And that alone is something that's hard to come by in Gotham. But sadly, much like the other villains I've talked about, this side of Langstrom wouldn't last for long. Within the episode, The Man Who Would Be Bat, Langstrom is questioned by Bruce Wayne about his work. Langstrom then lies to Bruce, claiming all of his research was for finding a cure for his niece's deafness. Once Bruce finds out about the lie, he goes back to the lab where he finds Langstrom's research and is then confronted by Langstrom himself. After talking for a second, Langstrom drinks his new serum, causing him to transform and lash out uncontrollably. Something that Langstrom didn't account for when making the serum to become a bat was the overwhelming animalistic nature that comes along with it. He really thought he would remain in full control of his new monstrous self, allowing him to become the new Batman, the better Batman. Man-Bat would then go on to terrorize Gotham in search of his newfound need of blood. However, Man-Bat was eventually apprehended and the serum wore off, resulting in him being captured and brought to Arkham. Now, instead of talking about the next few episodes that Man-Bat appears in, like I normally would, I'm only going to be talking about the last episode he appears in, as it shows more of his actual personality. In the episode, Attack of the Terrible Trio, Langstrom is shown to have served his time in Arkham and is now rehabilitated. He even tells Batman that he wants nothing to do with that old monstrous version of himself, as he's left that old lifestyle and mentality in the past. Langstrom would then offer his assistance on the situation involving the Terrible Trio if ever needed, which shows us that the old hardworking and loving Langstrom is finally back. After the Terrible Trio causes more chaos, Batman returns to Langstrom and asks for the assistance that Langstrom offered. The assistance that Langstrom provides is a great help, as it's an antidote to the serum that the Terrible Trio is using. This again shows us that the old and humane version of Langstrom is back. With this episode, it shows us that Langstrom has finally moved on from his obsessions. It lets us in on how he regrets his past choices and only wants to make amends, with others and with himself. Langstrom is no longer blinded by rage and desire, and is now able to realize all the pain he caused. He's now able to see the mistakes of his past, and he wants nothing more than to correct those mistakes. Dr. Kirk Langstrom, or Man-Bat, has always been one of my personal favorite Batman villains, and I absolutely love that within this show, he gets a happy ending. He's no longer a prisoner to his own thoughts and emotions. He's finally found a way out of the prison cell that his mind created for him, and I seriously love that for him. But moving on to his design for a second, Langstrom himself has a slim appearance, with him being higher in age. As most scientists do, Dr. Langstrom dons a lab coat, which goes back to the simple yet fitting and phenomenal designs within this show. Then you have the Man-Bat design, which has always been rather simple itself, but the transformation to Man-Bat is where the design shines. It's almost something out of a horror movie, and I personally love that. And finally, you have his voice actor, with that being Peter McNichol. And for those that didn't know, he voiced Mad Hatter in the Arkham games. Shout out to Best Man Gamer for pointing that out. Now, as I said earlier, Man-Bat does appear in more than just the 2 episodes I talked about, and he even appears within the comics. However, I won't be covering those in this video. So with that, my friends, this has been the Malevolence and Benevolence of Man-Bat. If you made it this far into the video, comment down your favorite depiction of Man-Bat. I always love to hear y'all's opinions. But with that said, it's been ugly, and I'll see y'all in the next one.